Thanks for joining us and welcome back to the Watchman on the Wall podcast. Periodically, we'll bring you true stories of angelic encounters, heavenly visitations, near-death experiences, as well as modern-day prophecies that are relevant to us today. When we come back, we'll begin our next episode. Hello again, and welcome back to the Watchman on the Wall podcast. Today, Stan Johnson talks about Q phones, which he calls the Mark of the Beast phones, food shortages, as well as price increases. Stan does a great job of keeping up with the news and how it relates to Bible prophecy and end-time events. I think you're going to find this episode very informative. Here now is Stan Johnson.
Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is, again, Global Beast phones. I think these phones are leading to the Mark of the Beast, and I've got some additional information over what I covered yesterday. And in case you missed that, I'll briefly cover it again. Also, we're going to talk about price increases in food and also food shortages today. That is, if I can get to all of it. Okay, so here's what we covered yesterday. Now, this is the way I saw it on the internet, but all caps is hard to read. So I put it up or lower. Let's read through that, and I'm going to update this for you today. I think that this is probably some of the most important information that I've seen probably the last 5 years. So anyway, it says Q phones. Now, I've found that that's actually has nothing to do with the other words, so I think I can say that now. Anyway, it says goodbye to iPhones. Q phones are already developed and manufactured. Already developed and manufactured. 7 billion of them, apparently, is what they're saying. In Germany, United Kingdom, and final software upgrade in the United States. This smartphone is three-dimensional. Now, yesterday I thought, well, maybe that's tying the satellites with the Wi-Fi and everything together, but in just a minute I can show you what that really means. And of the highest quality. It became one of the main tools for, this is the important part, direct credit and expenditures in daily life. Okay, here's the way we say that in prophecy terms. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead. And then no man might buy or sell, and then no man might buy or sell, and no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath the understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, his number 666. Meaning, this is exactly, I hate to say it, what I wrote in my book, Miss the Mark, and what we've been talking about, that they're going to come up with a future generation cell phone. I think that's exactly what I wrote, definitely what I've said. And it's going to be the way we pay for everything. Digital money, the coins, the paper, all going away. The SWIFT system, the Moloch and Baal worshippers control, going away, coming into a new quantum financial system. And I want to believe, at least for a brief period of time, it's going to be good until, of course, the devil takes over and turns it into the Mark of the Beast system. Direct credit and expenditures in daily life for consumer retail and business commerce, domestically and internationally. This is a $500 billion manufacturing operation. 500 billion? That's a lot. $500 billion manufacturing operation in 3 countries. Costs may increase as much as 7 billion Q phones will be dispersed to all people on Earth. 7 billion Q phones? Why would they make 7 billion? Because there's about 7 billion people on Earth. Why? Because every person on Earth has to have one. Why? Because you can't buy or sell unless you have a Q phone. Unless you have a digital Q phone to buy and sell with. And then, of course, there's going to come a time, just like you can't get on some airlines now unless you take the anti-V, there's going to come a time when you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark. See, it's the perfect setup. I mean, I have to say, the devil is smart. Look at what he's done here. 7 billion Q phones will be dispersed to all people on the earth. All people on the earth. Here it is. There it is. This is the thing we have been watching for a long time. The QFS, we've talked about that a lot. That stands for Quantum Financial System. Remember, there's a quantum computer that is given to us by benevolent extraterrestrial galactics. In other words, alien technology. So here's this, try to imagine this. So the devil has taken over a financial system for at least the last 300 years. Again, probably, truth be known, all the way back to the pyramids. So the last 300 years, he's been controlling the SWIFT financial system. But he breaks it by all of their stealing and corruption and things like that. Then he gets his aliens, his demons, that's what they really are, to give us a new computer, a quantum computer, so we can fix our broken system. Fix our broken system? You mean fix his broken system that he broke? So that he can get everybody off of their coins and their paper currency onto a digital currency controlled by a cell phone, so that, well, like Henry Kissinger said, he who controls the food controls people. He who controls the energy can control whole continents. He who controls the money can control the world. That's what this is. This is probably one of the biggest developments in Bible prophecy. I don't know, maybe longer than 5 years, maybe 10 years. Big. This is huge. You got to tell all of your friends about this. And they're saying in this article, if this is true, and no, I don't have a second voice yet, but there'll be others come out. This is saying they've already got 7 billion of these made. That's what it says. 7 billion of these made. And this QFS, that's the quantum financial computer that ties into the low Earth orbiting Elon Musk Starlink satellites that they're putting up. Some 60, I believe it's what, every 2 months? Oh, no. It's every 2 weeks now. That's right. I'm probably going to increase that. So the QFS will create its own internet that will work off its trinary code and perhaps G8 for SATCOM. Now, here's the update. I just pulled this off of the internet. Somebody said, thank you very much for sending it to me. Ask Stan at prophecyclub.com. As you see the web address here, in case you want to go look it up, there it is. I won't bother reading it. But here it is, a Q phone. Oh, they're all sold out. Yeah, right. Or either that, they're not ready to distribute them yet is probably the situation. $749, revolutionary 3D smartphone with glasses-free 3D screen and 3D camera. Now, so when it says 3D, it's talking about that it's going to be a camera beyond any camera that we've ever seen. And why? Why would they want such an awesome camera? Well, they want to make certain that you can take pictures of your babies in 3D. Or they want to leave the camera on all the time, like I've been talking about, so that anytime you are around your cell phone, you and whoever else is in the room, it is always microphone hot. It is always camera hot. It is always, with probably more than a 4K camera, taking thousands of little shots of all of the little pixels in your face. Even if you don't want facial recognition, when you get close to that phone, I didn't say pick it up. When you get close to that phone, it is already recording your voice. It is already recording your face, probably your eye. So it already knows absolutely positively who you are. When you pick that phone up, they already have perfect biometric identification. Your eyes, your face, your voice, they know it's you. And it has to be that because it's going up through the Starlink satellites connecting to all of your accounts, because that connects to all of your money, probably in one account. Yeah, that. So now let's go on. There's more. I said there's a food shortage coming. We've been talking about that a while now, too. I got an article that was sent to me saying, hey, Augustin Farms is saying that they're no longer delivering on some products. So I went to it, and guess what popped up? This popped up on their website. To all our valued customers, due to extremely high demand, no. It's not extremely high demand. Due to the Moloch and the Baal worshippers shutting down our shipping lanes, shutting down sending us products. That's what it really is. Okay, so they don't like their buddies being arrested and executed. They don't like that, and so this is their retaliation. Again, they operate on blackmail. and bribes. Now, it's kind of like the carrot and the stick. Okay, you understand the carrot and the stick. Okay, so the way this works is the stick hangs a carrot out on it, and we put the carrot out in front of the donkey so that the donkey is walking trying to get the carrot. And of course, that works as long as the carrot is close enough and it's sweet enough, and the donkey gets to eat one every once in a while. But on the other hand, it is a stick. So if the donkey doesn't do what he's supposed to do, then he gets hit with a stick. That's what the Moloch and the Baal worshippers do to us. If you go along, see, I've been told that first thing happens when you get into a congressional seat, for example, in your Democrat. They come to you and give you a big wad of money. And then, of course, they get you into blackmail. So you want to know, I can't prove this, my opinion, but you want to know why the Democrats always vote together in one block? Because they got a carrot and stick. In other words, if you do what we tell you, then you get the carrot. You get lots of money. If you don't do what we tell you, then we have blackmail. We have pictures of your daughter, or we have pictures with you and another woman, or we have pictures with the man with your wife. Okay, so some kind of blackmail. That's the way they operate. This is blackmail. So what they're doing, they're saying, if you continue to arrest us, if you continue to take us out of our SWIFT money system, if you continue to destroy our underground, I can't say that word, our underground facilities, there we go, then here's what we're going to do. We're going to start shutting down your food. We're going to turn it off your dollar. We're going to set off suitcase nukes. It's called blackmail. Again, that's how they operate. Stick and carrot, or blackmail and bribes. That's one of the, of course, murder. They're all part of that too. But if you go on and read it, due to extremely high demand, we cannot receive orders through our website or our call center. It goes on to say it's still available through national, in other words, other people that have inventories. What they're saying is the main source inventory, poof, a lot of the products they don't have anymore.
We'll be right back with more right after this message. Hello again, this is The Watchman. Please join us each week for an exciting and inspirational podcast dealing with angel encounters, heavenly visitations, near-death experiences, as well as modern-day prophecies that are relevant to us today. So tune in each week and share it with your friends. After all, they could use a little inspiration in their life, too. That's the Watchman on the Wall podcast, and now you can find us on YouTube. We continue now with Stan Johnson talking about price increases, food shortages, and more.
Now, there's more. This, for the folks out there that don't want to hear the side information, but they want to have it from the main information sources, if you believe sources like this. This comes to us from Today. Headline: Fall may bring more grocery shortages. Here's what to expect, dated September 29. It goes on to say, when Americans go food shopping, they've got accustomed to basically having what they want. But it says now that there's going to be limits on water, toilet paper, and other products. And there's going to be things like Lunchables gone, wine and liquor gone or not stocked, won't be able to find their favorite products to purchase, such as trimmings and holiday meals. Oh, it's going to be a lot worse than that. Why? Because they are threatening the good guys, the white hats, whatever you want to call them, saying, stop arresting us or we'll shut down the nation. Again, they say, let me read it. It's okay. We have been ruling this planet for thousands of years, and we will destroy it rather than give it up. That's what the Moloch and Baal worshippers said to Benjamin Fulford. It goes on to say, in some instances, suppliers have discontinued multiple varieties to concentrate on their best-selling items to meet demand. Yeah, there's some 62 of these container ships. I mean, I forget, there's some 2,000 containers on it or something, some unbelievable amount. 62 of them setting off of our west coast. Can't get in, can't get the stuff off of it. Now I was watching on news this morning, and the liar, JB, you know JB the liar, the guy they called well, I can't say that word, gets up there and says, we're doing everything we can to try to see that these shortages don't come. And I said, liar. That's what he is. He's a liar. Liar. That's not the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, let's go on.
My wife works at a grocery store in Missouri, and they were just informed that the government is forcing all the grocery stores starting November 1st to start rationing salt and all food preservatives. You can believe me or not, but as of November 1st, salt will be rationed, among a few other items. I haven't gotten the full list from her yet. That was just in a text message. I just want to let you guys know that if you need salt, any kind of food preservative, canning preservatives, you need to get that stuff now.
Southwest Airlines pilots show the way. They fly the Gladstone flag from cockpit window as refusal of the anti-V mandates. We see our nation falling apart. See, on the front of the book, Morals and Dogma, at the bottom, it says Ordo ab Chao, which is order out of chaos. Every time the Republicans think, well, if you do that, you're going to just destroy our country. We've even heard DJT say, well, I think these people just might want to destroy our country. That's exactly their objective, because the spirit inside of them is Lucifer, and he wants to destroy everything that is God, everything that's Christian, everything that is Christ or Jesus. That's what he does. That's all he does. He is the destroyer. So everything that he can do to cause chaos, to disrupt, to defund the police, anything like that, that is, he wants to destroy the last Christian nation on earth. This is another thing that they're trying to do it. It goes on to say, pilots and other staffs at Southwest Airlines have almost crippled the entire airline with a refusal to be forced into taking the anti-V. A Gladstone flag, or Don't Tread on Me, is seen hanging from the open window of the Southwest Airlines jet. We are free people who make our own choices. You won't force a death dart or clot shot on us. Almost all flights in and out of Florida had to be canceled due to weather, of course. But everybody said it was a nice sunny day. Also, it was rumored that there were air traffic control situations, but they publicly denied that. But I understand that the air traffic controllers have also been walking. As a matter of fact, there's been other reports that people that drive buses, people in several things. There was another guy that just said they all started walking off the job. The OSHA walked up and said everybody's got to have the anti-V, and they said they all put down their shovels, they all got off of their heavy equipment, and they all just walked out. Well, before they got to the gate, the OSHA guy walked up and said, whoa, okay, you don't have to take it. But see, that's what they're trying to do. To them, Ordo ab Chaos, which means, it's Latin for order out of chaos. Order, what order? A new world order. A new world order that is not Christian. A Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is on the back of the dollar bill, which, by the way, Novus Ordo Seclorum does not mean, if you look it up on the internet, is what it's going to tell you. It does not mean New Order of the Ages. Listen to the words. Novus Ordo Seclorum. Seclorum. Well, that sounds like the word secular, doesn't it? What does secular mean? It means away from God or no God. So their objective is to have a Novus Ordo Seclorum, or a new order secular. A new world without God. Why? Because first you have to remove the old God, Jesus, and you have a flat, level playing field like kind of we have right now. I mean, most of the people under 25 haven't been to church and don't care to either. So they've reached the platform where there's no one Christian. Now what they've got to do is switch them to the Antichrist. So we go from Christ to nothing, to no God, to the Antichrist, or to the beast. This is all part of it destroying our country. Okay, next headline. This comes to us from HalTurnerRadioShow.com. London newspaper column. We're going to say anti-V, want to kill your babies. These people are terrorists who'd happily kill us. Well, that's exactly what David Phillips said in his dream the other day we read too. So it says, anyone who is anti-V is a terrorist, must be rounded up, deprogrammed, de-radicalized, medicated, and educated. They want to kill your baby, stage a coup. These people are terrorists. They're talking about us because we don't want to take the anti-V. They're happy to kill us. Again, that's a confirmation of what David Phillips saw, and I'm telling you that there's going to come a time when they're rounding people up in America. It's not about anti-V. It's those people that do not, again, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on the right hand. And then there's another place where it says, in the image of the beast, commanded that anyone had not taken the mark should be killed. And we're getting real close to the mark, so thus the killing will soon begin, sad to say. This week in Asia, the headline says, First Japan-UK submarine warfare exercise held with China in its sights. I know, everybody's saying, oh, China's just such a big problem. Look what they're doing. I do not think so. Yes, I think they could be a problem, but that's not what the prophecies say. As you recall, Dmitry was told that God will raise up China, Japan, and many of the nations. They'll go against the Russians. They'll defeat the Russians. They'll back the Russians at the gates of Paris where they signed a peace treaty, but they make the Russians their leader. So China is not going to be a problem, but I'm going to go through a couple more articles here in China. DailyMail.com. China warns World War III could be triggered at any time. After it sent dozens of warplanes, now I think the last count's up to like 127 warplanes flying over Taiwan. State-backed newspaper said there's almost no room to maneuver, teetering on the edge of a face-off. I'm telling you, China is going to be on our side. See, not only do prophecies tell us what is coming, but if we listen to the Spirit of God, it's telling us what's not coming. I'm telling you, we are not going to war with China. I do not, and if it were, it would only be some kind of a little small skirmish. It is not like the Russians attacking us. It's a misunderstanding. Just the News says Taiwan Defense Minister says tensions with China have hit a 40-year high. Well, I agree. There are tensions, no problem. But I'm telling you, we're not going to go to war with China. National Interest says Air Force General, China is preparing for high-end fight with the United States. Well, what did God say? He said, I'll raise up China, Japan, and many of the nations. This is part of God raising up China. China, yes, I believe she is strengthening her military. But we know that the military is going to be used against the Russians. Period. South China Morning Post says China's new J-67D fighter jet has been deployed to an eastern airbase near Taiwan. I know China's rattling the sword, but it's just not going to happen that way. Yahoo News says China enters Taiwan airspace. 145 jets fly over Taiwan. Again, I understand they're rattling the cage. They're rattling the saber, so to speak. They're sending shots across the bow. Washington Post says CIA creates new mission center to counter China. Fine, that's a good idea. Of course, I don't think that the CIA... Look, you have to understand, the Moloch Cabal worshippers created those alphabet agencies. I started to name off some three letters, but it's probably better I not name them. They created those three-letter agencies not so that they could go find bad guys, so that they would make certain that the good guys don't come after them, so that the alphabet agencies don't come after them. And, of course, in order to complete the illusion, they have to go against some of the bad guys, just as long as they don't go after them. Wall Street Journal, headline, U.S. troops have been deployed to Taiwan for at least a year. Well, probably, truth be known, they've been there longer than that. And yes, and why, by the way? Because Taiwan just happens to be where the very most important chips to the most important computers, defense computers and things like that, they're made in Taiwan. And if China were to get their hands on Taiwan, it would give China a very, very big, well, it would put a ligature around the neck of the American military, because a lot of our chips, not only for our cars, but defense, probably satellites, all sorts of things, are made in Taiwan. So I would suggest, rather than sending just military to Taiwan, I would start shutting down the most important military factories and start making those chips back in the good old US of A.
Hello again, this is The Watchman. Please join us on our new video channel called Encounters from Beyond the Veil. It's the same exciting content as our audio podcast, but in a shorter, but yet a video format. Also, please subscribe so you won't miss any of our episodes. That's Encounters from Beyond the Veil, exclusively found on YouTube. Well, thanks again for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends. Also, give us a like. We welcome any comments or suggestions you might have. We also ask you to subscribe so that you will be notified of all our future episodes. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on the Watchman on the Wall podcast.